Alright everybody, just want to do a quick little video of putting a LS based engine into a, this is a first gen S10, which I've did in the second gen and they seem to be the same. As far as using the stock truck oil pan, it can be done. It's a lot of cutting and you got to modify the cross member, but I will say before you modify the cross member, I do believe it's a good idea to put a brace up here pretty much directly under where the core support goes. There's nothing that goes right here, not on this S10 anyways, and I double checked all that. The core support still fits well. This right here just keeps it from when you cut the cross member right here in half, or cut it out to do your modifying, put it on a diet. It'll keep your frame rails from trying to sag in. Not trying to, they will. I've done it before and it's very aggravating to get the alignment back right. But nevertheless, after you get your brace welded in, then you can take and trim all up around this cross member right here. Cut the center section with the little skid guard completely out, and then I just welded a piece of 1-inch Schedule 80 pipe in right here, and that's super stout stuff for anybody that's ever messed with any petroleum. The pipe that you Schedule 80 pipe like that you use for petroleum application. This one right here has got the dirty dingo mounts. The engine is slid, looks like all the way back on this one. On mine I had to slide it forward. Mine's a second gen. I don't know what the difference was. Actually, when I built this cross member, I went a little bit too close and we had to end up pulling the motor back out and doing a little modification right there. This wiring harness is in a mess right now. I'm trying to keep all the factory gauges working, so I'm having to, this is just a rat's nest right now. This right here clears, the power steering pump clears just fine. Not by much, but it does clear. Plenty for me. These are eBay headers and they clear just fine. They'll actually hit a little bit right here. But I mean, it don't affect your bolt up or anything. I mean, it's not spaced out any down through there. These headers work good. These eBay headers, they just, I mean, just like any other header. You crank it up, let it run for a little while, drive it, and retorque it every now and then, or they will leak. You do have to retorque them. I think that's mainly because of the gaskets. It's got really kind of shitty gaskets. But anyways. Let me see. And the factory transmission cross member will work if you want to do it. And this is a Turbo 400 with a short shaft. I just took and used the Turbo 400 mount, heated it up, scraped all the rubber out of it so I didn't have to smell it burn and catch on fire when I was welding and all that good stuff. Just welded directly to the 700R mount. And then I just welded a little rectangular piece right here. That'll be plenty strong enough for this. And let's see, trying to think what else. It looks like you could probably make the factory shifter work. We're not using the factory shifter, but it looks to still be in line with the cup on the frame. But it's awesome that the cross members work. And actually the factory drive shaft length will work too. The factory 2-piece drive shaft will work on the, you just got to change the yoke. This yoke is, of course, is a 700R yoke, so it's extremely small compared to the 400. The 400 shaft is about as big around as the OD of this yoke. This is a 92 model truck that comes with a 4.3 and a 700R, nothing special. It just a 92 extended cab S10. It's actually my buddy's truck. He's just building it for a little play truck, burnout truck, whatever. And not got to be nothing fancy. But that's just a little quick rundown of if you're going to use a truck oil pan, if you think it's worth the work to not spend a couple $100 on a swap pan. And if you don't have torches and a welder and you're not decent at it, then there's no way in hell I would even do it. I would just buy the swap pan. The only good thing about using trimming all the cross member up is you can get to the starter a lot easier. That's another good thing. So if you do use a swap pan, it might not be a bad idea to notch this cross member out a little bit over here. I can't even get down in there to show you a shot. so you can get to the starter. So there's a good little bit of room right down there to get a starter in. Alright, I'm sure I messed a few things up in this video. If you got any more questions, just comment and I'll get back with you when I can. Everybody have a good one.